Bringing the festival to you. Fringe Radio.
Hello again, welcome to the 6th of our 28 daily programmes coming to you from Radisson Blu Hotel here in the heart of Edinburgh. And in today's programme, my very special guest in the second hour will be the superb magician Charlie Caper. We meet up with not one but two Helen Shapiros from the musical Helen Shapiro Walkin Back. We pop into the Stand Comedy Club to talk to one of the men in charge there. There's more from the launch party of the Greenside venue, and we hear about a show called Mythos Ragnarok, which combines wrestling with mythological storytelling. But first, a lady who's appearing at the Jazz Bar at selected dates throughout the month, and that's Jennifer Ewan and her band.
I like the way you walk, I like to hear you talk, see you make a tongue smile, flash across the lights. You're a shooting star, flying over Mars. You're in the northern lights, and you'll be here tonight. Space girl, come home to me. You've been twice around the galaxy, now you're living in a rhythm trail. Your knees are knocking while you wake up on the asteroid. Wave to the adoring girls and boys, is that your rocket band? Yeah, and the space girls in command. You touch down in time, scramble through the hatch. She's at the access stair, shaking out her hair. She's stepping onto the pad to kiss her mum and dad, but she's beyond control. She's got rock and roll. Space girl, come home to me. You've been twice around the galaxy, now you're living in a rhythm child. Oh, your knees are knocking while you wake up on the asteroid. Wave to the adoring girls and boys, is that your rocket band? Yeah, and the space girls in command. Fiddle-dee-dee, got the one for me. Sweet heavens above, I think I'm in love. But now, oh my God, she's stepping into the pod. See the smile on her face, she's going back to space. Space girl, come home to me. You've been twice around the galaxy, now you're living in a rhythm child. Oh, your knees are knocking while you wake up on the asteroid. Wave to the adoring girls and boys, is that your rocket band? Yeah, and the space girls in command. Space girl, come home to me. You've been twice around the galaxy, now you're living in a rhythm child. Oh, your knees are knocking while you wake up on the asteroid. Wave to the adoring girls and boys, is that your rocket band? Yeah, and the space girls in command.
Well, you can see Jennifer Ewan and her band at the Jazz Bar, venue 57 at 4 o'clock on the 13th, the 17th, 20th, 24th and the 25th. But our first guests on the programme today are the Listies. Welcome to the programme, the Listies. On the poster, 110% ready. And I have to confess, I was about 30% ready this morning because I got the times mixed up. So I do apologise to you for that, but it means you were able to have a little cup of coffee there.
Look, that's exactly what the show's about. We see you, we hear you, we understand.
For your Scottish listeners, nay bother.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So where do the Listies come from, first of all? Anyone who's been on a different planet?
We are a children's comedy duo
Yeah.
from Melbourne, Australia, although Matt now lives in Sydney, but we won't talk about
Is that controversial?
It is. I mean, there's a Sydney to Melbourne. It's like Edinburgh, Glasgow.
Right, yes.
But anyway.
Yes.
We started out, we did our first Fringe, I think, in 2009 as the list operators at the Gilded Balloon, and we had a great time. And then we made a kids show. And the rest is history, really. We just kept doing kid shows because the kid shows sort of took off, and our absurdist late night cabaret antics.
I was going to come to that because you're known as kids entertainers, but a lot of kids entertainers, they have that adult version. I know that some of the bubble shows, for instance, would you believe, have an adult show.
I would believe that.
Yes.
Those guys have I think they have a show for every hour of the day. I think they literally have a series of shows in a row, and then they just take a bow, walk on, and start the next one.
Bubbles are a cipher for wherever you are.
Yeah, and then they just hose those two guys off at the end of the day. They do a magic show, a circus show, a bubble show, an adult bubble show, an adult circus bubble show. Honestly.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really good?
What?
Is seeing the posters around and the quotes about the Listies from very famous people. People like Frank Skinner, who said this is the best children's show I've ever seen. Now, to have that, I mean, that's gold dust. Isn't
Yeah,
it, from a
it was
promotional point of
amazing.
view?
Yeah, it was really amazing. And getting to speak to Frank afterwards was, it was just so great. Rich
It was
and I were
huge. Down to earth guy. Just wanted to chat about industry. It was great. He's a lovely man.
And
a friend of ours. We're very lucky. We should mention
Steve Hall, yeah.
Yeah, is a friend of his, and so we were like, you've got to bring him along.
Yeah.
But we had Charlie Brooker in one year.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing about the Fringe is that everyone's here.
Yeah.
Like a friend of ours. What was that story about? You got to shoot your shot.
Oh, yeah, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
incredible. The people who come to this show.
Now, we've had a lot of Australians in. Eloise F. Doss, I was with Annie Boyle yesterday as well. And it's a big, big country, Australia, but everybody seems to know each other because it's not well populated.
It's not. But there's lots of places you wouldn't want to live, like, I don't know, Perth, for example, or Adelaide.
There's a Perth here, isn't there?
There is,
Yeah, it's probably better than our Perth. Let's face it.
Look,
I've got a bone to pick with Ellen F. Doss. I mean, what are we, chop liver? She's Australia's first attractive comedian.
Oh, that's how
What have you got sitting here?
Both have faces for podcasts.
And I think this is the difference, because there's a lot of children's entertainers, not many as attractive as you guys.
That's very good to hear.
I didn't know the interview was going to take this turn, but I am not unhappy that it is.
The comedy scene in Australia, it's a pretty worn track around the outside of the country and then up the middle with comedy, and we get to know each other, and it's very collegial and very supportive. And when everyone brings their show over to Edinburgh, we all go and see each other's shows and support each other. And often, for Rich and I, it's often the only time we get to see the shows
here.
from other Australians is here.
Yeah, you're like, I'll see Tom Ballard's show because I'm just in town. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been brought over here by House of Oz, which is like a collective of Australian artists being brought over by the House of Oz. And we've never seen any of their shows, so we're excited to see theirs as well.
Yeah, true.
But of course, I mean, the fact is there are a lot of children's entertainers, as I mentioned, and you're obviously doing something right. You've got the chemistry right. You've perfected your art for years and years. And what is it now? What is the ingredient that kind of sets you apart from most of the others?
I mean, one of the pleasures of performing here is that audiences are so... Because I grew up in the UK, but I lived in Australia since I was 15. So I know about panto. And so one of the things I really love
They
about...
don't do that in Australia.
Yeah, there's no panto tradition
Really?
in the UK. No. So Christmas is summer, so we just go to the beach. But here they go to the theatre, and so the audiences here are so attuned to audience interaction, which is what we do the most. Like a show for us really never has a fourth wall. So the audiences here are just so primed to participate in a really generous and fun way, which I think we really, really enjoy about UK audiences.
Yeah, more power to anyone who attempts to perform to kids, because it's an extremely difficult audience. They will tell you straight away if they're not interested. Sometimes they're like these little impulse machines. Sometimes they'll get up and get a snack in the middle of the show. There are people who perform their shows at two levels, one layer for adults and one layer for kids.
Yeah, we don't do that.
And we don't do that. We try and make everybody laugh at the same thing
joke.
at the same time,
Yeah.
but for different reasons,
Yes.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, everybody in a family laugh together. It's
Yeah.
just a wonderful thing. It's an unlocking. It's beautiful.
Kids can be notoriously loud. Have you noticed since you started, and now, of course, now we've got social media, they're always on their phones and all the rest of it. Do you find the kids are different when they come to your shows from, say, 10, 15 years ago?
There definitely was a COVID moment. I reckon the year after COVID was definitely, especially in Australia where we had long lockdowns. But I reckon the worst ones on their phones is actually parents.
Oh, yeah. No. Grandparents.
Yeah. They're the ones who've been radicalised by Facebook. We've also banned social media for kids in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, how is that going?
Well, I think every kid found a workaround, and I think that the policy is actually about the next generation, not about the current one.
It's proving to be quite effective for kids who have never had social media in their lives.
And we've got it coming big time.
Yeah,
you do? Yeah.
In Britain, yes. Well, it's coming, like everything else. How do you kind of get the control back to you in control on stage?
Tasers. Just general lasers, pepper spray, riot gear.
Kids in this country are so well behaved. 100% they're better behaved. Honestly, they're fine. They're used to audience interaction.
They're much more literate.
But I don't know, like a Friday morning in Wagga Wagga, that's a rough show.
Good luck. Although we just came from New York and the kids there were next level.
Yeah,
rowdy.
they're all main characters.
Yeah. Like we'd be doing a show and then there'd just be this kid who'd just sort of stand in the centre of the row and go,
yeah.
I've got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
And you go, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of independent learning going on. Yeah.
The interesting thing, of course, you don't really need TV anymore because you've got social media. You can make your own content, put it out there, it'll find its own level.
Just banned that for kids. That's not that great.
It doesn't really work.
Yes, good point. Good point, isn't it, really? Yes.
And,
your material then, I mean, it comes over as chaotic, obviously, but behind the chaos, there's a very clever plan that you've got. You go on stage and you know when to ad-lib and when not to.
It's like the opposite of a duck swimming. Rich and I are in a really fortunate position to be able to kind of do our shows a lot. And what happens in that time, the privilege of being able to perform your show a lot is that you get to understand the show really well and you get to throw out the bits that don't work. And we added a new bit into our show yesterday. But the thing about being able to do the show a lot and understand it is that we can make room for those chaotic moments and know when to shut them down.
We call it opening the door and shutting the door.
Yeah.
So the smoke machine not turning off yesterday, we opened the door for a little bit, but then we closed the door straight away and then had something really solid to move on with.
Now, look, you guys are obviously going to do incredibly well here. Venue 17, Studio 1, Assembly, George Square, 1 o'clock every day, which is a great slot, of course. And you're on till the 16th.
We are. School holidays finish and then we're out.
Then you're out. What happens after the Fringe? We going back to Australia?
Yeah, we go back to Australia. We're making a new show and then taking that on tour, and then we're making another show and we're going to China.
Yeah.
China?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're doing a show in China.
How are you going to deal with that one? A lot of visual stuff, obviously.
A lot of visual stuff, and we're going to have a Nan on stage who speaks Mandarin, and there's going to be a lot of captions, and Matt and I are going to speak a little bit of Chinese on stage too, and so we're just going to give it a go.
We've got an ongoing podcast as well that we do. We're always making content.
Thanks very much indeed for coming in, and the best of luck with the Fringe.
Thanks very much
for having us.
The Listies will be appearing up to the 16th of August, with some shows already sold out. Well, you'll know by now, a big part of this programme is the daily Royal Mile walk, and this morning I went out in the sunshine to find out more about some of the actors and producers leafleting to promote their shows.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, yesterday, of course, it was lashing with rain. That's the polite term for Edinburgh, and Hugh Brown was sent out to do the Royal Mile walk. But it's me today, and of course the sun comes out, and the first victim is Tim Bigelow, a stand-up comedy show called Plonker. Tell us more.
That's right, yeah, so it's my high-energy stand-up show. I'm doing it bright and early. I want to wake everyone up. They can have a cup of coffee at slow progress. It's all about finding your dreams. It's called Plonker, as in like Wonka, do you know what I mean? Like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, finding the golden ticket in life. Finding your dreams. So I'm talking about, being a digital nomad in Bangkok, how I used to be in bands and trying to be a comedian in this crazy world. And my parents have retired. There's all sorts of stuff. Just everything funny that's I've sort of put in my head in the last year. But there's loads of stuff that happened. And yeah, it's a great show and a great venue. And yeah, come on down.
12:15, it all starts at the Slow Progress Cafe, which is at Blackfriars Street, which is not far away from the Radisson Blu, which is where our studios are, all the way through to the 29th. It's free, it's non-ticketed, and it's 50 minutes. Punchlines land with inevitability, says One for Review. You like that one, don't you?
I do. I like that one. I like it because it had 5 stars. So yeah, I always like that. Yeah, it's
We're
good.
always looking for a 5-star review.
Exactly. Thank you so much for having me on, mate.
Hello, I'm going to talk to someone now called Mark Rowe.
We spoke the other day.
Yes, we did, didn't we? How's it going?
It's been going great, actually, really well. Maybe that's down to you. Well, I've had some lovely full rooms for the last couple of days at the City Cafe, so that's been excellent.
And it's every day's a school day. Hilariously funny, says Axel Blake.
He did when I supported him on tour. I wasn't supposed to be supporting him, but he was playing in my local town and his support act dropped out and I had to fill in with about 20 minutes notice. So that's how I got that quote from him.
Well, a lot of people, of course, come here on the Royal Mile, leafleting every day, something you have to do, but it's great fun at the same time.
It is. Actually, I'm really enjoying it. I think I said the other day, I really enjoy having a chance to chat to people. Yesterday was a little bit rainy. It was a bit more difficult for people to stop and have a chat, but today the sun's out. It's beautiful. We're having a lovely time.
Well, that's because Hugh Brown did it yesterday and I'm doing it today. So congratulations, Henry, so far. And
Tell you about my other show next time I see you.
oh, go on, tell us now.
Oh, I'll tell you now. So the other one is called A Class Act. It's all about being a teacher. I've been a teacher for 20
you
years.
spoke to that one, didn't you?
We did. So yeah, this one's all about being a teacher. It's the Westport Oracle, every day at 1:15. It's a really bizarre little room. All of the seats are like aeroplane seats and it's decked out like you're on a flight, which is a little bit bizarre, but there's nothing more Edinburgh Fringe than that, is there?
Absolutely. Nice to see you again, Mark.
Yeah,
take care.
Thank
All
you.
the best. So moving up the Royal Mile, and we've now got a young man called
JJ McAllister.
JJ McAllister, Make Your Mirror Be Me by Kirsty Housley.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So Kirsty Housley, she's quite a good, well-known writer. She writes for the National Theatre and the RSC. She's won a Fringe first. And so our show here, it's a company of 11 of us, and we have live music, and our story is one of a coming-of-age story. It's a group of friends are planning a party in the woods, but one of their friends have gone missing. And as they try and find their friend and find out what happened, we also tell folklore and tell the story of how Britain originates through myth and mythology, which is quite a powerful thing because it's not something people of this country really know. Like everyone knows Greek myths, but no one seems to know our mythology, our background. And so we try and mix folklore and live music, powerful acting to really bring forward the skill of how it is to grow up and be and come of age while also keeping your roots and culture and tradition, and how things adapt to generation, as well as looking into some of the scary natures of what some modern relationships can be like online. And I think it's not only fun to watch if it's live music photo, but it's quite a powerful understanding if you sit there and really take in the messages we're trying to show.
And what's your role in it?
It's a bit of an ensemble piece, so we all have acting roles, but I do most of the music, so I play guitar, I sing. Me and two of my friends, we wrote the majority, if not all the music, and we've got a cajon, 2 acoustic guitars, a 12-string guitar, a piano, and we try and make some fun little music to like really fit the atmosphere. I play a bit of guitar while we're coming in, but it's good. We're all storytellers, and then I also take on the role as one of the musicians as well. So we're at the Underbelly Cowgate, 12:30. Come see us. Come see Make Your Mirror Be Me. And we have Lynn Gardner coming today, so it's quite an exciting one for us today.
We wish you all the best with it.
Thank you.
Voices of Lions. I called you Golden Lions on the radio a couple of days ago, which is shocking, but we've had you on 2 of our broadcasts, so let's go for the hat trick, shall we? How's it all going down at St Paul's, isn't it?
It's going amazingly. We've sold out 2 days in a row. We've been filling up right to the back. We had people standing at the back of the church yesterday, and it's 2-for-1 tickets for the next 2 days, so we're hoping for 2 more days of the same.
We heard a little bit of Electrolyte Orchestra, Mr. Blue Sky, when Hugh was here yesterday. Before that, we had the song from Aladdin, which was brilliant.
That was pretty much our favourite song.
We had about 20 of the 56 or whatever that's here. I think you've probably got up to 60 now, haven't you? Well, look, the best of luck with it. We might see you again tomorrow, but well done for giving us a lot of joy. And as I say, it's fantastic stuff that you do. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, this is interesting now. The first time we've actually seen what looks like, is it Rock Beth? Yeah. And who are you?
I'm Banquo.
Tell me more about Rock Beth.
So it's like AC/DC, All on the Watchtower, Superstition, those kind of songs. We are a company called More the Merrier, neurodivergent people, mixes of ages, but mostly the one good part is it's a live band and it's high energy, but we also have the dramatics of Macbeth mixed in. So yeah, that's basically the performance.
What a great idea. Who came up with this?
Our director, Mr. Aldred.
Where can we see this and when?
12 Surgeons Hall, Monday to Saturday.
You've got one coming up very shortly then.
Yeah. Exactly. It's going to be our first day.
So if people want to see you, they've got a limited chance.
Exactly. They have a very limited chance. But we are great, high energy. You'd have a great time.
Well, I expect nothing less. Exactly. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
On we go then, going coastal with Donald McGuinty. Are you Donald?
I am, yes.
Hello, Donald. Tell us more about the show.
Well, it's an incredibly personal story about how me, TV presenter Donald McGuinty, got over my fear of the sea after all those people drowned. And they said that was a very brave thing to do. And I said, no, it's a personal story. A brave thing as an English character comedian doing a Scottish character at the Edinburgh Fringe. That's brave, I think. But that's not what I'm doing, no. No, it's just it's a light-hearted, light entertainment show that gets surprisingly dark for its 11:55 a.m. time slot.
And it's on till the 16th of August, so you've got a few days yet. The Laughing Horse at City Cafe, which is in the 90s room, venue 85. Do look it up when you get the big Fringe book. It's something which looks pretty unique for the Fringe.
Yeah, it's about the coast and what's great about it. It's got jokes about seagulls, seaside, C-list celebrities. It's got a surprisingly earnest bit about the environment that I've not just crowbarred in there to get more press attention, because it hasn't worked. It's got a very niche reference to the TV show Neighbours. Something for everyone.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? And you talked about seagulls, jokes. Have you got a seagull joke for us?
Do I have a seagull joke for you right now? You'd think I would, but I don't. Well, actually, I've got a bit where my producer said I should do some fish puns, because it gets quite dark at one point. He says, well, maybe lighten it up. But I wasn't going to do that for the halibut.
Oh, very good, very good. This is the sort of quality we're going to get from Donald McGuinty. Shall we swap leaflets?
Let's swap leaflets.
There we go. There's a Fringe Radio one, and we've got a Going Coastal one. There's something else there as well.
Oh, yes.
Got. What's this?
Yeah, I'm also in the Total Improvised... Oh, sorry, that's Donald's gone. The Total Improvised musical, which is at 5:30. Laughing Horse at the Three Sisters. It's a totally improvised musical. The name of the show is also the description of the show. It's good, fits on a flyer. It's fun. We just take a title and we make it up. It's got really good reviews. And it's part of the Free Festival.
And that's 5:30, again, up until the 16th of August. So well done with that, and good luck with it.
Thank you.
A very colourful man is with me now with purple and gold pantaloons. What's your name?
My name is Ed.
Okay, yeah, tell me about your show, which is called Shake It Up.
Yes, I'm part of a company called Shake It Up, the improvised Shakespeare show. It's an hour-long comedy improv show where we take audience suggestions and make a brand new Shakespeare play. All in the style of William Shakespeare, full iambic pentameter, all the tropes you know and love. There's love, mistaken identity, there's ghosts, there's battles and fighting, and a lot of mined horses.
Well, we always say there's something different in every show, and you've just proved it.
Absolutely, and every show is totally different, so you can come and see us multiple times and you will genuinely never see the same show twice.
Fantastic. You could spend the whole Fringe then going to your show.
We actually had someone last year, a lovely guy called Greg, who came to see 11 shows, and he's already come to see us twice. And he's like our biggest fan. We love you, Greg. Big shout out to Greg.
Yeah, well done, Greg. It's the improvised Shakespeare show. It's at the Gilded Balloon, TV at 12:35 in the afternoon, all the way through to the 31st. I was always wondering, who's going to turn up on the final Monday. It's a funny day to go out, but you are.
Yes, we will be there on the final Monday. So if you're nursing a hangover and want to nurse it with some blank verse, come along.
Bringing the festival to you. Fringe Radio.
One of Australia's best tribute acts, the 64, make their Edinburgh Fringe debut with 70s Jukebox. At the Assembly Rooms, Bijou, Venue 20, you'll enjoy powerhouse vocals, slick choreography, and full-on energy as the 64 bring you the best music of the 70s. They're relishing the opportunity to play for an Edinburgh audience for the very first time at 2:30 every afternoon from the 18th to the 30th of August. Get your tickets now at edfringe.com.
I cannot believe he asked me to do OnlyFans.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're always complaining about money.
Then get another job. I am not selling my body. I'm listening to me now. I'm good at this.
15 Minutes of Shame from the 7th to the 30th of August at 7:20
at Playground 2 at Zoo Playground. Tickets at edfringe.com.
Black Blues Brothers, let's twist again. Fringe favourites, the Black Blues Brothers are back. Expect a rock and roll jukebox, a train station and lots of acrobatics. Every day from August 5th to August 31st at 5 p.m. at McEwan Hall, Bristow Square. Tickets available at edfringe.com.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
Your printing is made easy at the Copy and Print Shop. We specialise in rapid printing services, leaflets, posters, brochures, banners, business cards and more. Collect your order at our Glasgow print shop or have it delivered wherever you are. Find out more at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
The science of chaos. Alternative history. Rock and roll. I'm Michael Anderson from Boston, and you've got to come to my multimedia fireworks Elvis in chaos. Hallucinatory images. Ecstatic raves. Greenside at George Street, first week of Fringe. Lime Studio, 5:15 p.m. Hey, pay what you can. You won't be bored.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum, Invisible Force.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, we're into the second week of the Fringe, and Simon Walton is deep into the world of guest lounges and launches, and he's back at the Greenside on George Street and has been catching up with a few more of the best from the fest.
We're in a particularly noisy launch event, and I'm with...
My name is Mackenzie, and I'm one of the producers of Bitch Eat Dog that's performing at Greenside this August.
Now, tell me what that performance, what that production is all about.
All right, so Bitch Eat Dog is a feminist puppetry sketch show that goes on like a wild, unhinged romp through the ethical pursuit of desire. We've got singing hot dogs. We take you through all the different forms of puppetry, trying to interrogate the question of, like, is it possible to pursue desire ethically in a patriarchal world? I think that we have found the exact right crowd for our show here. I think people have an appetite to see a little bit of everything, to try things they've never seen before. I think that it's fresh new writing. I think that people are going to be excited about how formally interesting it is. The show is shocking and hilarious in equal turn. I think that Edinburgh is totally prepared to see Bitch Eat Dog.
Is this the first time that you've brought the show to Edinburgh?
This is the first time that this show is coming to Edinburgh. We have been here as audience members before, and we knew when we were seeing shows here and walking around the city that we wanted to be a part of the festival. So we're a group of friends that put the show together and brought it here, and now we can't wait to be part of the whole fabric of the whole festival.
But we do know this is the biggest arts festival in the world, but what is it, apart from that makes Edinburgh special for you?
I think that when we arrive here every single time, I feel like there's such an energy in the air. We joke sometimes that we are just skipping around the city. We're so excited to be here. It feels like everybody's part of something gigantic, and we're just like tapping into this bigger experience. It's totally electric. We're so excited to be back and to be bringing something and participating for the first time.
I won't be doing my job if I don't ask you to repeat where and when you're performing.
All right, so we are going to be at Greenside at George Street in the Jade Studio through the 29th, except for Sundays, and we are at 10 p.m., so we're going to be your late night experience throughout the Fringe.
Everyone on Fringe Radio is looking forward to it. Thanks so much indeed.
Absolutely, thanks for chatting.
My name is Sarah Deely.
Sarah, I've heard about your show. Can you tell everyone else a little bit more about it?
Yes, my show is called I'm Going to Reveal Something Personal About Myself. It is a show in which I am doing a one-woman show, and I get very scared about the fact that I have to reveal something very vulnerable to do my show. And so I make the audience sign a contract promising that they will not judge me.
Okay, I've signed that contract, so I'm not going to reveal what it is that you reveal. But why, out of all the 4,000 performances that we could come and see, why should we come and see your particular reveal?
Well, if you want something full of tea, if you want something silly, funny, and if you relate to wanting to make art but being really scared about people perceiving you, this is the show for you. I'm calling it clown adjacent. It's sort of part clown, part storytelling.
Being a clown and being a storyteller are difficult enough, but combining the two, you're giving yourself a hard act to put on.
Simultaneously, I guess, silly and intellectual.
Can you remind us where we should come and find out where you're going to reveal something personal about yourself?
Yes, my show, it's at Greenside Riddles Court in the Clover Studio, and it is at 17:15.
We're back out in the field with the yellow wallpaper, a dance filler, and I'm with the producer.
And director choreographer as well. My name's Caitlin Ort.
Tell me a little bit more about the production.
So the yellow wallpaper is a dance thriller adaptation, and it is a 6-person dance play. So tons of choreography, it's spooky, it's absurd, it's sexy, lots of music. So if you're interested in horror, suspense, choreography, and ensemble work, come on down.
Caitlin, anywhere else in the world that would be pretty out there, but this is the Festival Fringe where anything goes. We're with a couple of the other performers here, the other 6.
Yes.
If I can turn to you first, what's your name?
I'm Annie Sherman.
And what part do you play?
I play a woman in the walls.
You're going to have to explain that to me.
So throughout this show, our main character finds herself trapped in a room as part of the rest cure for her female hysteria. And she slowly begins to notice that there might be women in the wallpaper who are trying to get out.
I'm not going to be frivolous, but it is a bit hysterical in here at the moment, so hopefully we got all that. I'm going to turn to your co-performer here. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Claire Van Beaver.
Claire, what part do you play?
I'm also one of the women in the wallpaper, and I'm also our dance captain. So I keep our choreography nice and tight.
What are we going to see when we come into this production?
You're going to see a lot of spooky movement, haunting movement, very sexy movement as well, to be honest. And also you're going to see a woman go through a full emotional arc, and it'll be up to the audience how they feel about the arc at the end.
Let me turn back to Caitlin and say, we're at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Now, it is known as the biggest arts festival in the world, so everything is on show here. But in terms of dramatic dance and dramatic choreography, where does the Edinburgh Fringe Festival stand?
I think that the Fringe always has something really incredible dance pieces, and I think what's different about us is that not only are we a dance piece, it's a fully scripted play. So you're going to get scene work and beautiful text that's completely sustained by choreography, and that's like the kind of genre bending that we're really excited to bring in. So we're really excited to be a part of like the dance world here at Fringe for the first time ever. It's our first Fringe.
So that's the yellow wallpaper till the 29th of August, right here at Greenside, George Street. That's venue 236, 4:05 in the afternoon.
Yes.
I'll be home in time for tea. Thank you all very much indeed.
Once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, I didn't care, taking my friends out for a mighty good time, buying high-class liquor, champagne and wine. Soon things started to go so low, and I didn't have a dime, no place to go. When I get my hands on a dollar again, I'm gonna squeeze it till that eagle grins, 'cause nobody knows you when you are down and out. In your pockets there's not one penny, and all those friends you had, well, now you but soon you get on your feet again, and you'll happen to meet all those fair weather friends. It's such a shame, without a doubt, nobody knows you when you're down and out. Your feet again, and you'll happen to see all those fair weather friends. I learned my lesson, Lord knows, without a doubt, nobody knows you. Nobody needs you when you're down and out.
That's a beautiful track from Ali Affleck, who's playing a lot of different shows at the Fringe this year, so do check out where she is at edfringe.com. Well, the home of comedy in Scotland is The Stand on York Place, which opened over 3 decades ago. And Hugh Brown got the lowdown on this iconic venue from marketing and communications manager Keir McAllister.
Keir, tell me a wee bit about the history of the Stand Comedy Club.
Well, we started 30 years ago, in fact 31 years ago now, in the Grassmarket in a pub, and it was started by Tommy Shepherd and a kind of group of enthusiasts, and since then, and at that time there was no comedy in Scotland. It was the first purpose-built comedy club, and now we have 3 venues, Glasgow, Newcastle and Edinburgh. The Stand brand is known throughout the world as being one of the biggest and best comedy clubs. I think we've got a great reputation, and we try and hold to that. But central to what we've always done has been about promoting local acts and local talent, and paying our acts and staff well. Yeah, is a core principle of ours.
It's interesting because you see the adverts on the side of the Edinburgh buses just now saying that the Stand is the home of comedy in Scotland, and that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you see from when the Stand started, it gave birth to the circuit, because all of a sudden there were comics that were able to get stage time, and now, you know, in Edinburgh alone we have 3 or 4 comedy clubs that are running at a weekend. In Glasgow there's a similar number. So the circuit kind of generated from the Stand initially having a place here. Yeah.
During festival time, it just balloons. I mean, you've got the 3 venues, and I saw the big board downstairs with all the different acts that are on, very famous names there too. It must be amazing during these weeks of the festival.
Yeah, it's It's delightful, to be honest with you. We have, as the whole of Edinburgh do, we have a love-hate relationship with the Fringe. It takes us an enormous amount of time, from January, December, I think we start planning the Fringe, and it takes us those 6 months to get ready for it. And then all of a sudden it's on top of you, and you have all these acts coming in, we have all these audiences. We also have collabs this year with a couple of the hotels, the Scotsman Hotel and the W Hotel, and we're doing a thing with Edinburgh Cooking School as well. So it's exciting, it's exhausting, and we're very grateful for our staff for putting in the hours.
But I would imagine many now famous comedy stars started very much on the bottom rung of the circuit here at the stand.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're committed to making that happen again. This year we're sponsoring 5 acts to do the Fringe who are starting out, and because it is becoming more and more difficult for acts to find stage time and to find places, and what we're finding now is that venues are offering different, not just ourselves, Gilded Balloon and other places are offering acts sponsored routes into doing the Fringe so that they can actively do it, and I think that's a really positive thing, and we're building the superheroes of the future, and trying to bed them into the stand at this stage. So but we've got big headliners, and we've got people who've been returning here for years, like Simon Munnery and Mark Thomas. Yeah, it's a thrilling time. Comedy
is really tough. I mean, I talk for a living, but don't ask me to go up on a stage and do a stand-up act and tell jokes. I just couldn't do that. It's not for everyone.
We've got a Red Road Nights, which have been running for 30 years, and that gives people, there's some people who just want to dip their toe, maybe do it once, and that's absolutely fine. And then we've got people who started their careers, the likes of Kevin Bridges and Susie McCabe. Big names like that came through our doors initially.
And this year then, who do you think are the standouts, if you'll pardon the pun?
I think we've got a number of really big standout acts who are coming up from the bottom. We've got Amanda Dwyer, who won the Glasgow Comedy Festival Award, the Billy Connolly Tribute Award this year, and her show's fantastic. We've got another lassie called Ifra Qureshi, who is just starting out but is a phenomenal talent. And we have people like Gareth Much, who's been here for the last 2 years in a smaller room. He's stepped up to a bigger room, and he's really standing out this year. So very proud of the programme, and there's something there for everyone.
And a lot of Scottish acts too. For instance, you've got Tam Cowan, and you've also got Michelle McManus. You're not doing jokes though.
Well, we're a Scottish club and we're here all the time, so it's important that we reward and we are the focus for that. And so that again is something that we are particularly passionate about, is promoting Scottish comedy, because they don't always get, particularly in the Fringe, which is focused on a lot of bigger acts. We want to give them their place, and there's so much Scottish talent around at the moment. We want to be a showcase for that.
Do you think comedy has changed over the years, in those 31 years since the stand opened? I mean, sitcoms have certainly changed on television, and even in the past month we've heard that the BBC are cancelling Live at the Apollo. That must be a bit of a blow to some comedians. And
most certainly changed. I mean, when it started a long time ago, it tended to be, I think there was maybe 5 or 6 full-time comedians in Scotland, and it tended to be kind of slightly weird characters who couldn't do anything else for a living. They're doing comedy. Now it's a career path, and people are making it big in comedy in different ways. The internet has changed a lot of how comedians get their start, and you'll see more and more comedians who are focused on getting the Insta reels. So that's definitely changed the market. But we still have that, good comedy is good comedy, and if you can't appeal to an audience, then the Fringe is the ultimate meritocracy in terms of how that happens. So you've got, it's a hard month for a lot of comics, and particularly if you're starting out, you can tell them till they're blue in the face. I don't think they really realise until they've done a month just how difficult it can be sometimes. Playing a room to 2 people is a hard thing to do.
But they do say laughter is the best medicine, don't they?
Absolutely they do, and whether or not it's the best medicine for comedians, I'm not entirely sure, but certainly for audience, it's a good thing.
Keir, lovely to talk to you. Good luck for the rest of the festival and for the next 31 years.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a delightful interview. Thank you.
Pretty little flower gazing at the sky, waiting for the sun to shine. In a summer shower, dressed in powder blue, hiding tears and raindrops dew. Daffodils surround her, and dandelions crowd forget-me-nots, as small as they may seem. Everyone deserves a dream. Pretty little flower, the sun is sure to shine. Keep on gazing at the sky. Forget-me-nots, as small as they may seem. Everyone deserves a dream. Pretty little flower, the sun is sure to shine. Keep on gazing at the sky.
The lovely Andrea Carlson and the Love Police with a recent release called Forget Me Not, and you can catch her live between the 23rd and the 30th of August at 6 o'clock at the Speakeasy in the Royal Scots Club.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, Helen Shapiro is 79 years old now, but back in the early 60s as a 14-year-old, she achieved 2 number ones with You Don't Know and Walkin Back to Happiness. We played Walkin Back to Happiness on our first programme, of course. The Beatles were actually her support act on shows as she appeared in films, and as a 10-year-old in the 50s, she had a band which featured Mark Bolan of T-Rex on guitar, which is a fascinating fact. Now, she had such a mature voice that many people didn't realise that she was a teenager, but her success was front-loaded, and by the mid-60s, it was all over. Well, one of the most anticipated shows at the Fringe is Helen Shapiro Walkin Back, which enjoyed a sellout run over the past couple of years. The young Helen is played by 15-year-old Lily Martin, while the adult Helen sees Jacquie Alexander in the role. We've got them both on the programme today. So, Lily, first of all, what a great role to play.
I know, it's been so different than any other role I've ever done before, like in youth theatre or anything else. It's been strange playing a real person rather than as opposed to playing sort of someone fictional. So yeah, it's been good.
You talk about it as if you're a seasoned veteran. You're only 15. It's extraordinary. When did you first start?
I first started doing Fringe just a few years ago, doing this same show but as a backing singer. So sort of getting to play sort of loads of different roles in the Fringe has been mad. I've been doing youth theatre for a wee while now though, so it's been good.
Yeah, so as a backing singer, you were sat at the back there saying, "Whoa, I fancy that role sometime in the future." So how did it lead from backing singer to the main role?
They offered me the sort of part. They were like, you know, you are the age to be Helen right now, sort of 14 years old. So they said, "Would you like to take on the part?" I was like, "Sure." You know, I was really quite nervous because it was so different, but it's been amazing.
But of course, you knew the part because you were, you know, involved every night.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I think already having a sort of thought about it before was good. Having sort of hindsight about it was really good.
A lot of people looking forward to this who haven't been before. It's a great story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's a sort of spans over a few years of Helen's life, from her going from being into school and then getting sort of signed by a record contract and meeting all these new people who are sometimes not the very nicest to her because she's young and they're sort of guiding her the way they want it to be. But it sort of tells that sort of story of how she feels about all of that. I think we get more of a raw representation of how it would be.
And you're playing the young Helen, so how far into the play do you actually go before you stop?
We sort of stop just as she sort of starts picking up things. We sort of get to see John Lennon, who sings Misery by the Beatles, and we sort of stopped just before or just after Walkin Back to Happiness was released.
Right. Now, of course, Helen Shapiro does know about this production because you've met her.
Yeah, we met her a few years ago, and she was so gracious with her time. We met her sort of outreach band just a few years ago, and she sort of spoke to us. She was obviously quite taken aback. Someone had written a show about her, but she was very touched that someone had written an entire musical about her younger life.
Well, before we talk to Jacquie, what about your own future? How long can you actually, because soon you'll be too old for the Helen Shapiro role.
Yeah, I'm hoping to obviously continue doing theatre, maybe continue doing Fringe. It's been such an amazing experience. So.
And of course, because of the sellouts, because of the great reviews so far, I mean, that looks great on the CV, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It really does.
and what sort of roles are you attracted to?
I sort of go for the funny, like, side characters, but I'll do anything really. I think that's what's been so fun about doing this show, is that it's so different than any like role you'd get in amateur theatre.
And where does this want to be an actress come from?
I mean, I started doing youth theatre with a company when I was maybe 7 or 8, and I just sort of found a passion for it. It was something that I wanted to better myself in. It was something that I wanted to, put myself out there, get people to know me. And I wasn't maybe the most outgoing when I was little, so this has made me so much more outgoing and extroverted, and I've met so many new people because of it.
Yeah, well, you certainly come over as a very confident young lady, which bodes well for the future. And what's next for you after the Fringe?
Well, after the Fringe in October, I will be playing Paulette Bonafonte in Legally Blonde, which is really exciting. She's one of my dream roles, so I've been doing that for a wee while. I want to go into acting maybe next year, but with exams and stuff, I've got to sort of say no to things now.
Oh, exams, yes. For the moment, Lily. So turning to Jacquie, and you're playing Helen in later years. Now, you haven't got any Helen Shapiro songs to sing, but you are involved with some new songs that have been produced just for the show.
Yes, the first song that I do at the very beginning of the show is an original song that was created by John Murray and Willie Logan, and there's a few original songs throughout, but what's really good is they seem to all be in amongst the same time.
So it's got that feel.
Yeah, it feels exactly like you're there in the 60s, as if they should be there.
And how did you get involved?
I'd known John through doing other shows for different things. Luckily enough, auditioned for the role, got the role, and yeah, it's been brilliant.
But of course, a lot of people don't really know. I mean, they know about the hits, obviously, and then after 15, she probably continued singing, went into sort of jazz and stuff like that. She's still, of course, she's 80 next month, and
I know.
She's still singing, doing gospel music and things like that in a trio, and so she's still very much involved. But a lot of people think, well, okay, she was a 60s star and she was a child star. After that, we don't know what happened, but of course this play will tell us what happened.
Well, yes, it'll evolve, and tell you what's going on in her life and how she is now. The whole play is about her walking back through her life, telling the story, and we're hopefully going to bring that out to the public.
And are you a fan of Helen's music?
Yes, I mean, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so my parents had obviously 60s music going on in the house, so I was a fan of Helen and of course all the others that were around at that point in time. So yes, it's nice going back and reliving that point and being able to actually sing and hear some of the songs.
Now we've got to talk about hair. Yes, because back in the 60s, Dusty Springfield, of course, and Helen Shapiro had this sort of beehive. What's it like wearing this huge thing on your head?
It is similar to just having a massive weight on the top of your head whilst you're trying to sing a few songs, but it works very well. I think it looks really effective, and it had to be, didn't it? Because that was how it was in the time. They weren't slicking back their hair and putting it in a Dutch braid for the day. So yeah, it's been strange, but it's been good fun.
Fantastic. Now, Jacquie, what are you going to be doing in the future?
Oh gosh, in the near future I'm hopefully going to be involved in another theatre production of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Obviously maybe an ensemble for that. After that, who knows?
And give us a little lowdown on your career so far.
I only came into this in the last few years.
Really?
Yes, I concentrated on my family and career, And once I retired, I thought, I need to do something else. Always loved music, always was involved in something musical, whether it be listening to it, doing karaoke, things like that, you know. But I thought, no, I want to do something more with this. So I went, and it's just been 4 years now that I've been involved in this theatre.
So you got the bug late?
Well, I've always had the bug. I just never
done anything about
it.
So what triggered it?
Well, just when I retired, I thought, now I have time, I'm going to go for it. Although now, obviously, it's a bit harder, a bit older, so there's only certain things I can do. But as we see, I can still actually get out there and do it.
Fantastic. That's a great little story. Anyway, well, look, it's going to be fantastic. We know that. And tell us, Lily, where and when, how people can get tickets.
So it's on 7th till the 15th of August, excluding the show on the 9th. Greenside, George Street, Forest Theatre. You can get tickets via the Fringe website. It's also on our social media pages, mostly Facebook. You can sort of find the ticket link there, so yeah.
And could this be a national tour?
You know what, that I think is the end goal for this show, because it's been going on for so many years, and it's changed slightly each time. We've sort of had, you know, cast changes or changing the songs or the order, or so yeah, I think that's maybe the end goal.
Songs always played on the radio. There's life in this.
Of course there is. I mean, music itself, you know, people are always going to listen to music, and they're always going to listen to good music. This is good music. Good people singing, acting. It's brilliant play. Come and see it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, girls, for coming in. And I have to say, we're actually recording this at 7:50 in the morning. So congratulations on getting up early to do this. And we wish you all the best here at the Fringe.
Thank you.
Well, it's a really good show, and you can see my review of that on our reviews page at fringeradio.co.uk. And the rest of the team also putting up reviews there, so do check it out. And after the break, my special guest today is one of the best close-up magicians in the business from Sweden, Charlie Caper. That's next.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
One story, two people. Amanda Crowley and Thomas Duncan. One lawyer, one mass murderer. The case is lost. She wants it anyways. Not to win, but to understand how monsters are made. Glimpse behind the societal masks, as with Monster Made, an intense character study, a captivating, psychological, intimate play is coming to the Fringe at Paradise in the Vault. Only the one who can change his mind can actually change something. Monster Made runs from August 24th to August 30th. Book your seats today at edfringe.com.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum, Invisible Force.
This August, discover the best comedy, cabaret, kids shows and more at the Free Festival. With over 360 daily shows, there's something for everybody at a price for everyone. Donate what you think the show's worth at the end, or book pay what you can tickets to keep the Fringe accessible for everyone. The Free Festival, the real spirit of the Edinburgh Fringe. Full programme at freefestival.co.uk.
Print it, copy it at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Your printing is made easy at the Copy and Print Shop. We specialise in rapid printing services, leaflets, posters, brochures, banners, business cards and more. Collect your order at our Glasgow print shop or have it delivered wherever you are. Find out more at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Print it, copy it at thecopyandprintshop.com.
One of Australia's best tribute acts, the 64, make their Edinburgh Fringe debut with 70s jukebox. At the Assembly Rooms, Bijou, Venue 20, you'll enjoy powerhouse vocals, slick choreography, and full-on energy as the 64 bring you the best music of the 70s. They're relishing the opportunity to play for an Edinburgh audience for the very first time at 2:30 every afternoon from the 18th to the 30th of August. Get your tickets now at edfringe.com.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, it's no secret that my favourite show for the last few years is the show at the Liquid Rooms from the Swedish magician Charlie Keir, and I'm absolutely delighted that he's joined us in the studio and we can have a nice long chat together. So welcome to the programme.
Thank you so much, Stuart.
As I said, I'm blown away by your magic. It's close-up magic mainly, and it is absolutely superb. And it's something that you've been doing for years and years.
Yeah, I started when I was 8 years old. So I think most really good magicians started as kids, basically. I found a book about magic in the library by accident. And then I started practicing, and I was going on a really long, boring holiday, so I kind of had a lot of spare time and nothing to do, and I had this magic book and a deck of cards, and that's kind of how I first got started.
And if anyone wants to be a magician or thoughts that they'd love to get involved, and I know there's a lot of stuff on the internet now of people showing how tricks can be done and all the rest of it, but it's the practice, isn't it, which is essential. You just can't pick up a pack of cards and do a trick. It's years and years to perfect it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different difficulty levels on magic. So there's definitely things you can learn pretty quickly, and there's other things that you can practice for 5 or 10 years and still not get it.
And even when you're told how it's done, it's not quite as simple as that, isn't it? It's the performance, it's the way you present it, etc. And some people know now how tricks are done, but it's the skill involved, isn't it, in being able to take that to another level.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's different levels of magic. There's magic tricks where you get upset that it was so simple when you find out how it's done, and there's other ones where you cannot believe that's how it's done because it's so complex and crazy that it's like that can't be how it. So there's different types of things, and a really good magician will combine all of those things in the same. Not only in the same show, but sometimes in the same trick. There'll be aspects of a routine that are super simple and stupidly simple, and other aspects that are ridiculously complex. And when you mix those two things together, the audience member can't grasp how those two things could fit together in the same thing, and it becomes really hard to figure out how it works.
Yeah, and that's the fun part from your point of view is fooling them at every stage.
Yeah, and I really love in creating magic and inventing things, and also building things nowadays. I spend about 2 hours every day setting up the show that I'm doing, the Liquid Rooms. And I'm just doing that in like a back corridor for 2 hours every day, putting stuff in the right place.
I was actually on stage on one of your shows as well, involving a can of Coca-Cola.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and right before my eyes. And I am so intrigued with close-up magic. I love close-up magic. And I was determined to work out how you did this. Like, it was a crumpled can and ended up with a full can of Coke, and you opened it up and I poured me a drink. Unbelievable. And I still, I don't want to know. But it was just the most amazing thing. And actually to be kind of part of that show and see it, not like from 10 yards away, but literally right in front of you. I could reach out and touch you, and I still could not see how that was done. And I was just amazed for weeks after that. And even now, looking back and thinking about on that, I think, how did you do that? And when I come to see your show again this time, I shall be looking closely again, and I still won't have a clue. But I mean, that shows you the quality of the performance that you give. And obviously it's a trick, it's an illusion, but my goodness, you do it well.
Thank you so much. My show is very worked in. I've done it thousands of times. Actually, in the spring, I was the headliner of the biggest magic convention in the world. And I was invited to do my show, essentially the show that I do in the Liquid Rooms, for 5,000 magicians that attend this.
Wow. No pressure then.
Yeah, it was a little scary, but I figured the producers, they also come see the show every year in the Liquid Rooms, actually. And so I figured they know what they're booking, and I've done the show thousands of times, so I can't screw anything up in a big way. So I'm just going to trust that they know what they're doing and just enjoy the ride. And it was really fun. It was an intense endeavor because I was on tour in Australia at the time, and it's in Blackpool, that magic convention. An amazing thing. It's imagine thousands of magicians in the same building.
Wow.
Just hanging out, doing card tricks and watching shows. It's ridiculous.
I bet that's great fun.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it always happens when I'm on tour in Australia. Otherwise, I would attend as a guest every year because it was amazing. But I had to fly back in the middle of my Australia tour to the UK from Australia, and spend 5 days in the UK, and then fly back to Australia. And as the day I landed, I had a show, and then I had shows every day for like 3 weeks.
Gosh.
So it was a very, very intense endeavor.
Now, as I said, I always make a point to go and see your shows, and then more than one day, obviously, because as I say, I like to get a different kind of perspective on it. I'm looking at different things, and I won't give anything away at all. But like the bow tie thing, trying to find out, when that's going to appear and all the rest of it, and I just go to the show and watch the bow tie, and even though I'm closely watching it, it still amazes me. Do you have anything sort of different that you've done last year to the new one, or is it kind of just the tried and tested formula?
I mean, compared to last year, there's going to be there was a few things I took out of the Liquid Rooms show because they are in the Robot Show, and I was kind of prioritizing the Robot Show last year. So those things are going to come back into Magical, and I normally change out 2 acts maybe, but I keep the skeleton the same. I still don't know actually. I'm after this interview, I'm running off to do my tech run, and then I'm going to sit down in a cafe and do the QLab file. QLab is a program that we use to run music and stuff, and that's when I will put everything in order and maybe decide I'll try to take that out and put this in. And there's a couple of new acts that I did in the Robot Show that I really like, things that would fit maybe in Magical. So I will also sit down and think a little bit. I brought way more things than I can fit in the show. Yes. So I'm gonna sit down and order stuff and see how it goes.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I mean, I love seeing your show, as I say, many times, always looking for little clues, but I mean, the way you do it is just superb. I mean, the mark of an expert. And you were mentioning about the magicians coming to Blackpool and things like that, and a lot of high quality magicians talk about Charlie Caper when I speak to them. They're well aware of you, even though you're not necessarily got the big profile like your Derren Browns and some of the others who are kind of beginning to get a lot more television exposure, but they all look up to you.
They're so kind. But this year I'm actually sharing an apartment with Ben Hart.
Ben Hart, yes.
Who has another show here. So I'm not even sure I'm the best magician in my apartment.
We haven't seen you on television, and television's a funny thing now because obviously everything's online. Yeah. People can promote themselves now. We were talking to the Listies earlier on today, and talking to them about the fact that they don't get a great deal of television, but they said, well, they do their own podcast, they do their own little things. It is a different way of marketing. It's kind of free marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really bad at marketing, and I really don't want to do it. So I think as well, like 17 years ago, I won Sweden's Got Talent as the first magician in the world to win any of those talent competitions. And after that, I had a pretty big television career in Sweden. I was part of this huge show that at that time was the second biggest television production in Sweden that year. The biggest one was the Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah. So it was a really big production. And I really didn't enjoy it so much. And I had quite a hard time. It was 9 months of doing 80-hour work weeks, basically.
Wow.
And at the end of it, I just decided I don't want to do television. I'm not interested. It's not. I like to do live magic shows in little circus tents or at the Edinburgh Fringe in the Liquid Rooms.
Because you can use up so much material as well on television because, people have seen that, we've got to change it and all the rest of it, whereas people come to see you and you've got your own little set there and they go away talking about it.
Yeah.
And the word of mouth publicity is fantastic because I remember seeing you, must be about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was, people take a chance and they go and see a show, and then the word of mouth after that, I mean, I know I couldn't stop talking about it.
I mean, normally for the first week or two, there's space in the show a little bit, but I get a lot of people in, and then the last 2 weeks I'm full here. And I don't really do any advertising. I will do a little bit of flyering probably, and I don't want to be in the television world. I want to be in the world of someone who does shows.
Yeah.
I feel I'm in this Bruce Lee mentality that you get good at what you do. You know, if you want to learn how to swim, jump in the water. If you haven't been in the water, you know nothing about swimming. And the more you're in the water, the better you're at swimming. Yeah. And if you spend your time at marketing, which there's some magicians who that's what their focus is, and they have great marketing, but the show is not very good, and it's a different thing. And so I focus on my show. That's what I like. That's what I love doing. That's what I've kind of dedicated my life to. I just figure if I do a good enough show, the audience will come in the end.
Absolutely.
Maybe it'll take them a little bit longer to find me,
but they'll get you.
Yeah, and it is more fun, and I get to spend my days doing what I love.
Yes. Where do you stand on? Again, we're going back to the internet. I've spoken to many magicians about this, the fact that there's so many videos on how this trick is done, or we will teach you. And some people, it doesn't bother them at all. It says, well, it's about the performance. Others get really offended, and I know that some people will post a trick or something, then in the comment section, you'll get some clever person who says, oh, this is how it's done. And then the magician will reply to that and say, oh, you're spoiling it for everybody. So there's two camps here, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think about it because I don't really spend any time on social media or actually watching magic online. I probably should, because there is, I mean, magic in the last 10 years, there's been so much great magic. I feel like as an art form, it goes up and down a bit. And sometimes there's 10 years in magic of just stagnation where very little good new things come. But we're really going through a heyday. You know, there's so much good, cool stuff appearing.
That's right. And you mentioned Ben Hart, of course.
Yeah,
and,
incredible magician.
Fantastic. And Colin Cloud and Kevin Quantum, we've got them all on the programme.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good magicians.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there's like 50 or 60 magicians on the...
Yeah, it must be.
On the roster, so it's really amazing.
Probably more, probably triple figures actually. But that's the great thing about it, isn't it? Everyone seems to get on in the world of magic. Is that true?
Pretty much. I think there's always little, like, there can also be little things. I get along with everyone, I think. And magic is really interesting because we've all done it since we were kids. So at least if you take the Swedish magic world, the magicians in Sweden, we are all really friendly and helpful to each other. And part of that is because we've known each other since we were 9.
Yeah,
yeah. And then other people, you know, at least the magicians that are really technically good, like Ben Hart, really amazing magician, like incredible thinker, incredible builder of things. With someone like him, I mean, I really love to just sit down and talk about magic and life. And you know, he came to Stockholm once. I took him to the Vasa Museum, the ship museum.
Right.
And we walked around this 500-year-old ship for an afternoon, looking at it and spent a lot of time. He told me about a book that he had read about precision, about the creation of the first lathe, and you know these kind of things. It's really interesting to talk with people that can build stuff and invent things. You know.
I mean, there's a sitcom there, isn't there? You and Ben together for a day. You know, I mean, that would be. I'd love to be a fly in the wall for that.
Well, I'm not sure if you would. We once spent like 3 hours talking about different kinds of glues.
Really?
Yes.
Talking to each other as well, both being magicians and stuff. Do you give each other ideas? Has something come out of those conversations?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. One of the places I toured in Australia, in Perth, Ben was there, but he was not doing a show. He was in another show, but he was not doing his own show. He was like hosting a big, huge variety show called London Calling. Incredible show. At that point, he came to see my show once or twice and gave me little notes and stuff. And it's when you have someone who's great at the art giving you notes on your show, it's really helpful because you get tunnel vision yourself and you lose track of the details that might improve it. So it's great to have someone else. I have another friend also named Ben Seidman, who's an incredible magician, lives in Los Angeles. And I was just there a couple of weeks ago for 10 days, staying in his house. And we were just working on magic and going through details. And at one point we watched a video of the robot show, The Future, that I did here last year. And we made about one note per 6 seconds.
Wow.
So we sat down and just paused it basically every 6 seconds and just discussed some little detail of it.
That is amazing. I mean, there'll be people who come to your shows who'll be inspired. They want to take up magic. In your very early days, I mean, who were your magic heroes back then, would you say?
I mean, we had a television show that was called Magist, actually, kind of like my show, Magical. And it was really... It showed a lot of international magicians that were not famous to the public, but were famous to the magic world, because the TV host was a real fan of magic. So he brought the magicians that he was a fan of to this TV show. And so I saw video of all these names. And there were some there was a guy called Doc Eason. He's still around. He's still alive. That I was very inspired with when I was 18. He's a bar magician from Aspen, Colorado. And there was a legendary street magician called Jim Cellini, who I later on got to know. I met him after I had started doing street shows. I met him, and he lived in Switzerland at the time, and he was getting quite old. But I would go to Zurich and basically once or twice a year and just live in his guest room for a week and just sit there and drink coffee with him and hear him talk about life. Occasionally he would show me some detail on a magic trick, but mainly he would just tell me these crazy anecdotes of like a life of traveling the world as a street magician.
Fantastic.
I once asked him, because he was a street magician in New York in like the 60s and 70s, basically, where New York was still corrupt, controlled by the mob and the corrupt police force. So I asked him about that, like, what was it like doing street performing in like that era, New York? And he told me, well, those mobsters, they were bad guys, but they sure liked card tricks.
Well, look, it's always a pleasure to meet up with you at the Edinburgh Fringe. You're all the way through to the 30th of August. I don't think you've got a day off, have you?
I've got Tuesdays off. My show is on at the Liquid Rooms.
Yes, I was going to say
6:30.
Venue 276.
It's very close to the Royal Mile. It's just halfway down that gorgeous hill that goes down to the grass market.
Yes, which is used in films all over the world. Wonderful, wonderful place. A great venue for you, and we're looking forward to seeing you once again. And all the way till the 30th of August, a couple of days off, but you can check that in the diary. 6:30 p.m. Venue 276. That's the Liquid Room, which is a lovely place to watch Charlie caper. Charlie, thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Stuart. Pleasure being here.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just want to be the one you love, and with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
I don't want to set the world on fire, honey. I love you too much. I just want to start a great big flame down in your heart. You see, way down inside of me, darling, I have only one desire. And that one desire is you. And I know nobody else ain't gonna do.
I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I I just wanna be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Well, if you've been to see Charlie Caper at the Liquid Rooms at the Fringe, you'll know that that song from the Inkspots is played during his performance to great effect. And my thanks to Charlie for coming into our studio here at Radisson Blu Hotel on the Royal Mile. And after the break, more from my walk this morning on the Royal Mile.
Bringing the festival to you. Fringe Radio.
I want to tell you a true story. Many years ago, a humble young musical comedian was approached by some radio producers and asked if he might contribute one of his comedy voices to a new segment for their network's most popular show. For many years, this young man delighted in answering questions from people all over the world and bringing a little simple joy to his troubled land, while all the time, nobody knew who he really was. But now his story can finally be told. Mitch Ben is Asking Elvis, coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you very much.
Black Blues Brothers, Let's Twist Again. Fringe favourites, the Black Blues Brothers are back. Expect a rock and roll jukebox, a train station and lots of acrobatics. Every day from August 5th to August 31st at 5 p.m. at McEwan Hall, Bristow Square. Tickets available at edfringe.com.
This August, discover the best comedy, cabaret, kids shows and more at the Free Festival. With over 360 daily shows, there's something for everybody at a price for everyone. Donate what you think the show's worth at the end, or book pay what you can tickets to keep the Fringe accessible for everyone. The Free Festival, the real spirit of the Edinburgh Fringe. Full programme at freefestival.co.uk.
I cannot believe he asked me to do OnlyFans.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're always complaining about money.
Then get another job. I am not selling my body. I'm listening to me now. I'm good at this.
15 Minutes of Shame from the 7th to the 30th of August at 7:20 at Playground 2 at Zoo Playground. Tickets at edfringe.com.
Bringing the festival to you. Fringe Radio.
Now here's a new one. I haven't seen this. Shiplake College, Henley-on-Thames. Well, I used to live in Berkshire, so I know Henley very, very well. This is the Red Shoes, styled by obsession, but at what cost? That is the tagline. It's at the Space on the Mile, which is here at Radisson Blu, which is where our studios are, venue 39. And who have I got with me?
My name's Archie Palmer and I'm part of Shiplake College for this production.
What's your role exactly?
So I'm playing the preacher and the shoemaker in the story, also a storyteller as well. So it's 6 talented students from 16 to 18 years old, boys and girls, and we put on this production of the Red Shoes. It's interpreted from the Knee High production of when they did this. And yeah, it's our first time at Edinburgh Fringe for quite a while. We're very excited. We've been doing very well with this show so far. And yeah, it's an amazing story about fashion, greed, hunger, desire, obsession, love and hatred, with some great music and dance in there. So it's been a blast doing it for this past 3 days. We've got our final performance today, 12:30 to 1 o'clock, the Space on the Mile. And then we're going back down to Shiplake tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so sadly we're going to miss this by the time it's come out, but obviously tell us about your experience at the Fringe, because it's a long way to come up from Berkshire.
Oh yeah, it's about a 9-hour drive. But no, it's been amazing here. The people are just so friendly. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. There's people up and down the mile everywhere. There's shows ranging from massive theatres to 2-person theatres, and like it's nothing I ever could have imagined. It's my first time in Edinburgh, and I mean, what a time to come this time of year.
And you brought the sunshine with you as well, which is very rare for Edinburgh, I have to say. But obviously you guys at Shiplake College are going to come back again.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, I've been speaking to my friends over there, and yeah, it's just an experience that we just want to keep on doing. I want to do it in my adult life. I want to do it more as a kid, and I can't thank my teachers enough for bringing us here. And yeah, it's just been absolutely fantastic.
You're a satisfied customer.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. Well, well done for what you've done so far, and come back soon to Edinburgh. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Raiders of the Lost Laughs. We've done you before, but we'll do you again. We'll do you again very quickly. So
no worries.
You're out here 2 days running. So
and we're on at 2:30. We've got some. It's 2 for 1 today, so we're making a real push. We're getting close to the selling out stage, so we're very excited, and we'll make a final push today. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this is going out after 5 o'clock after the show. But is there a 2 for 1 later in the run?
2 for 1 tomorrow. So if it comes out and you listen to this, come tomorrow. That's Tuesday, 2:30 at the Cowgate Underbelly.
And you're going all the way through to the 30th of August as well. This is the Durham Review group, of course, and we always get Durham University who come up here every year, and they brought the sunshine as well, which is fantastic. The venue is the Cowgate, which is part of the Underbelly, of course. And, well, who doesn't like a sketch comedy show?
Well, exactly. It's 60 minutes of fun and laughter and good times. And yeah, we've had some amazing reviews so far. We're getting really good audiences, so get your tickets now.
Well, this is something a wee bit different. Watch a film about the chaos of the Free Fringe from the comfort of a hidden cinema. And who do we have here?
I'm Kim, I'm the flyer.
You're the flyer, a very, very worthwhile job as well. Tell us about this.
So it's just about the Free Fringe and stuff, and it's like just documentary explaining to tourists and stuff all about the Fringe and like how it works and all the ins and outs of it.
And it takes a lot of explaining, doesn't it?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff going on right now.
How long is the film?
About an hour, I'd say, and it's air-conned as well. That's the main
air-conditioned cinema. It says it's at a hidden cinema.
Yeah.
Where's it hiding?
So it's hiding down Fish Markets Close in the Pend, down the back stairs, and it's a lovely little venue. Yeah. Really
and this is happening right the way through the Fringe?
Right the way through the Fringe, yeah, all the way.
Thanks for talking to us about it.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm Real to Real.
Real to Real, that's not your funny name, isn't it? What's your name?
My name's Lydia.
Lydia? Lydia?
Yeah.
We've just played a song called Lydia by Dean Friedman. Extraordinary. And here is a Lydia on the Royal Mile. Unbelievable.
Thank you for talking to me.
Yes, I feel highly honoured. What's the song written about you, I wonder?
Oh, I think so, actually. Maybe that's why you should come and see our show. Maybe it's in the show. You never know.
Right, it's Real to Real.
Real to Real.
Your big moment. Tell us about it.
So, it is about 5 friends who go to a film archive to make their film festival debut. They discover all of the historians of cinema. They meet people from the past and people from the future, and it's a great old time. We've got a cast of 12 disabled adults who are coming for their first time to the Fringe, and they're having an amazing time. But we want to get some bums on seats and get people watching.
Well, that's a fantastic idea, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Tell us more about where it is and when it is. Let's have a look. So, in fact, there we are. It's at the Space Triplex, which is where we're broadcasting from, of course, at the Radisson Blu. And that's venue number 38, August the 10th to the 15th. So just a small run, but a couple of days left, and it's happening at 12:45.
It is.
Yeah, well, look, all the best with it, Lydia.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, would you like to plug your show on the radio?
Yes.
Of course you would. That's why you're here.
Yes.
Now, tell me what the show is. Let's have a look. It's Back to the Fracture.
Yeah.
A takeoff of Back to the Future, of course. Tell me more.
Well, we're a group of medical students from London, and we come up every year to do a sketch comedy show. And this year it's loosely based on Back to the Future.
And this is why you're wearing scrubs.
Yes.
And what's your name?
I'm Eve.
Hello, Eve. And you're at the space as well,
Yeah.
but this is the space at Surgeons Hall on Nicholson Street, which is venue number 53. And if I turn over the leaflet, we will find out exactly when it is all happening. It is happening at 8:45 at night between the 10th and the 15th of August. So you haven't got long. Comedy and review, 16 years old and over.
Yep, and we're back on the wards next Monday, so please come this week if you can.
How on earth have you found time to put a show together?
Well, I've only had 2 weeks off this year, so we spent all of last week writing and preparing, this week performing, and then back to placement next week. So,
whose idea was it? You get your kind of 5 minutes off every day, and someone obviously comes up with the idea, let's do a play and go to the Fringe.
Well, we've been doing it for 20 odd years.
Really?
Some of our alumni include Harry Hill, Mike Wozniak. They've all been involved, so it's just kind of been going on for quite a while.
Well, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Great to see you here,
No,
enjoying
thank
the
you.
sunshine as well. Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
On to the next one. There's thousands of them here at the Royal Mile. The Improvabunga, the improvised movie adventure, is what this gentleman here is selling. And it's another one at the space at Nidri Street this time, which is just round the corner from where we're broadcasting at Radisson Blue. And who am I talking to?
My name's Matthew. I'm here with Improvabunga. We are on every evening at 6:25 at Nidri Street, and we do an improvised movie adventure. You give us the genre, the subgenre, the starting location, the title of our show, and we hand out buzzers so you can control the action as it happens. We've got a song buzzer, we've got a kiss or slap buzzer, and it's a family-friendly improvised comedy.
There we are, all in one breath that was. Well done, well done. Improvisation, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw something at you and you're going to improvise and tell me, what would you like me to ask you?
Well, I'm afraid I'm the pianist on the troupe.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
afraid speaking comedy is not my strong point.
You've played your get out of jail free card, but it's obviously going down well, already started, so you're going through to the 29th. What's the reaction been like so far?
We've had some really good audiences so far. We had 91 in on Saturday, it was really good fun. So far we've had a superhero fantasy set in a circus tent, and we've had a kind of western set on a desert island so far, so that's what we've been doing.
Well, best of luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Hello Martin.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Right, nice to meet you as well. Now you are plugging your show, which is A Star and a Pearl. I couldn't quite read it, but I can see it now. Tell me about it, please.
So it's a new 35-minute contemporary dance show devised by myself and my collaborator Maya Aspen. We just graduated from the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts, founded by Paul McCartney, which is very well known for its dance course. It's a show based around themes of nostalgia, maturity and growing up. In the show, there are two key concepts: the star, which represents your career aspirations and what you want to achieve, and the pearl, which represents your identity, who you want to be. The show asks the question, how do you reach for something at the top of the sky and the bottom of the sea at the same time? It follows the dancers as they mature and they try and find what they want to do in life and eventually lose sight of themselves in the process before rediscovering balance and remembering how to love themselves and chase their dreams at the same time.
My goodness me, you did that well, didn't you? Well, let's talk to your colleague here. Your name?
Maya Aspen.
Hello. Tell us when and where we can see this, because it's just a short run to the 15th.
You can see it at the UK Space Surgeons Hall from the 10th to 15th at 9:10 a.m. It's around 30 minutes.
It's an early start.
It's the best way to start the day. Yeah.
You think it's a perfect way to start off the Fringe?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you do the rest of the day? Promote the show?
Exactly.
And what's the audience has been like so far? 'Cause it's very early days. Is today the 10th?
Yes, today was our first show.
So today was your first show?
It was amazing. It was super good. Yeah.
Good audience?
Good audience. Standing applause.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So whereabouts are you all from?
Half of us is from Norway and the rest is from the UK, but we all train together at Lippa.
And how do you all get together to put this show on?
Basically, me and Martin have had this dream of this show since first year when we met.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years.
And then we just decided to put up a show and put a gang together and do it.
So this is really exciting for you guys.
This is a monumental moment for both of us and the entire cast, truly.
What's the big picture?
Eventually, be able to do this on a much greater scale with more budget, more dancers, more everything, more time. We want to keep creating, and this is just the start, and we hope that it only goes up from here.
Well, we wish you all the best with it. That's A Star and a Pearl, and it's all happening at the Nicholson Street, venue 53, the Space Surgeons Hall, 10th to the 15th at 9:10 a.m. I can't think of any better way to start your day. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
other side of the Hudson, deep in the bosom of suburbia, I met a young girl, she sang mighty fine, tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Standing by the waterfall in Paramus Park, she was working for the Friends of BAI. She was collecting the waters in a paper cup. She was looking for change, and so was I. She was a Jewish girl, I fell in love with her. She wrote her number on the back of my hand. I called her up, I was all out of breath. I said, come hear me play in a rock and roll band. I took a shower and I put on my best blue jeans. I picked her up in my new VW van. She wore a peasant blouse with nothing underneath. I said hi, she said yeah, I guess I am. We had a little time, we were real hungry. We went to Dairy Queen for something to eat. She had some onion rings, she had a pickle. She forgot to tell me that she didn't eat meat. I had a gig in the American Legion Hall. It was a dance for the volunteer ambulance corps. She was sitting in a corner against the wall. She would smile and I melted all over the floor. Took her home with me, we watching TV, a net cello and some guy going steady. I started fooling around with the vertical hold. We got the munchies and I made some spaghetti. We sat and we talked into the night while Channel 2 was signing off the air. I found the softness of her mouth. We made love to bombs bursting in other side of the Hudson, deep in the bosom of suburbia. I met a young girl, she sang mighty fine. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria. Tears on my pillow and Ave Maria.
That was the great Dean Friedman. Yesterday we played Lydia, and that was Ariel, which was never a hit, but one of his most popular songs. And Dean is at the Sanctuary at Edinburgh Newtown Church, only on the 15th and the 16th at 7:30. Well, after the break, we go all mythical on you as Sam Matthews talks to the main man behind the show, Mythos Ragnarok.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
What is the most powerful force in the universe? This August, magician and physicist Kevin Quantum brings an all-new Fringe show to Edinburgh. Invisible Force. Expect brand new magic inventions, impossible moments you'll never have seen before, and astonishing illusions where science and mystery collide. Electricity crackles, reality bends, and you'll leave questioning what's actually possible. Funny, surprising, and unlike anything else at the Fringe. Search Quantum at edfringe.com and discover Kevin Quantum, Invisible Force.
One of Australia's best tribute acts, the 64, make their Edinburgh Fringe debut with 70s Jukebox. At the Assembly Rooms, Bijou, Venue 20, you'll enjoy powerhouse vocals, slick choreography, and full-on energy as the 64 bring you the best music of the 70s. They're relishing the opportunity to play for an Edinburgh audience for the very first time at 2:30 every afternoon from the 18th to the 30th of August. Get your tickets now at edfringe.com.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
Your printing is made easy at the Copy and Print Shop. We specialise in rapid printing services, leaflets, posters, brochures, banners, business cards and more. Collect your order at our Glasgow print shop or have it delivered wherever you are. Find out more at thecopyandprintshop.com.
Print it, copy it at the copyandprintshop.com.
The science of chaos. Alternative history. Rock and roll. I'm Michael Anderson from Boston, and you've got to come to my multimedia fireworks Elvis in chaos. Hallucinatory images. Ecstatic raves. Greenside at George Street, first week of Fringe. Lime Studio, 5:15 p.m. Hey, pay what you can. You won't be bored.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, God of Mischief, but producer of incredible wrestling show highlighting the Norse mythology. I'm joined by Ed Gamester. Ed, you tell me more about Mythos Ragnarok.
Well, tonight was our very first show of the entire Fringe, a preview, and it was absolutely epic. This is a show that tells Norse mythology through the most misunderstood form of storytelling, I think, in the world, which is pro wrestling. People think they know what we do, they have no idea what we do, and really people should come along and see it in the flesh, man. That's the only way to understand this mythology or our performance art.
You do, exactly. And not only that, you have what you quite rightly say, a great wrestling show and a great story. Told in two separate parts, they combine them perfectly. But how is it getting a cast and crew like that to work together, buy into their characters, not that sell them in the hour time they have, but also really convey what people think they know as a story and what also people think they know as a medium?
Right, yeah, I mean, casting this show must be one of the most challenging productions in the world, because how many wrestlers are there in the world, let alone wrestlers that can act, let alone wrestlers that can act and are in the UK, let alone wrestlers that can act and in the UK, and also look like Norse gods. I think probably I've hired just about all the wrestlers by now that can pull this off, but we're always looking for more people, because we tour an awful lot. But we started this show 4 years ago, so this is our 5th time at the Fringe. We've done almost 250 performances by now, so not one of these guys had any acting experience, myself included, before we started this show. So we very much learned on the job as it happened. So I cast my favorite wrestlers, I cast people that I thought fitted the characters, and then we built it from the ground up, literally from scratch, with just a wrestling ring and nothing else, right up until what you saw today with music and lights and banners and all kinds of craziness. It's been 5 long, hard years, but the guys have put in so much effort. It's been hundreds of shows by now.
And then the testament to the talent as well, you have what you call a wrestling ring floor, but you don't have the ropes, which is obviously now quite synonymous with the package when people see it. You've probably eliminated about 30% of most people's arsenals, like you say, when you're hiring wrestlers. How important is it to find a talent that can perform in that sort of medium?
Well, yeah, exactly. There's not really that many people, like professional standard in wrestling, who are also comfortable when you take the ropes out. It's not just that people leap from the ropes or spring themselves off of the ropes. What we do as pro wrestlers, we orientate ourselves around where the ropes are. That's very much how we know our ring awareness. So there isn't really any wrestler in the world that would just step straight into a ring without ropes and know what they're doing. So it is very much a case on this show where you join us and then you have to learn the ropes, ironically, while there are none. It took all of us a little while, and you can still see how a lot of our movement is still informed by it being a square in which there may be ropes to run into. But yeah, I think by now we've done it so often. I think, to be completely honest with you, I get confused when I'm in a ring with ropes. Now I don't know where I am. So yeah, we've invented it from scratch.
And lastly, how do you keep the guys on task of feeling comfortable in a wrestling ring but reminding them there's a whole audience which is pretty much only one direction away from you. You don't have a 360 performance like most of them will probably be used to.
Well, we do sometimes have a 360 performance. Certainly on three sides is how we like to perform when we're touring. But this particular occasion at the Fringe, we're on one side. And that is, like you say, a little bit weird for wrestlers. But again, we've been doing this for 5 years. It's sort of second nature now that we will perform to whichever audience is there. But unlike normal wrestling, which is very much outward facing for an audience, everything is about connecting with the people in the crowd, our show directs just as much in to one another. There's a clear gear change in our show when we go from pushing out to the audience to get a reaction to ignoring the audience and just performing for one another, and that's when we really dial up the drama of the production. So weirdly enough, it's actually not that much about performing for an audience anymore. It's about doing a little bit of that to make sure they're on side, and then when they're on our side, we cut them off and we just perform for ourselves. And I think that's why it gets such a more visceral reaction by the end, because we're not looking for cheers. If they come, they're completely organic, and I think that's wild.
And then the show, how actually did it come about? What made you decide this was something that you knew people would want to see if you brought it to them?
I didn't know. I love Norse mythology. I am a wrestler. I wanted to tell the Norse myths, and I wanted to get to do more wrestling outside of the sort of pseudo-sporting context that wrestling is normally done in, because I think that puts a lot of people off. So the fact that those two things were utterly complementary, I thought it was just too cool not to do. But I had no idea people would want to see it. I did it 2 or 3 times in a tiny theatre, 200-seat theatre in London called The Cockpit. It got such a huge reaction, such a primal reaction from people, that I thought I really do have to bring this to Edinburgh Fringe, because no one has ever done a theatrical wrestling show at the Fringe, or really any wrestling, as a run at the Fringe. So I wanted to give it a go. That was 2022, and I thought this is a one-off, we'll do this once. The thing sold out, and we've come back every single year because we love it. But it's an incredibly difficult thing to do, but we love doing it. The Fringe is where we took this show from being a concept that we've done a couple of times to being a full-fledged theatre show that now tours the whole world. So I owe an enormous amount to Edinburgh Fringe, and that's the main reason we keep coming back every year.
Well, I was subject to a brilliant show. I really enjoyed it, both parts, the theatrical, the wrestling, both of it mixed in between. I'm going to let you do the honours, Ed. Tell us where we can see you and how we can see you.
You can come see us at the Assembly Rooms Music Hall. We're on at 9:25 every evening, and it's absolutely bonkers. There is no other show like it on planet Earth, I promise you that. If you come and you don't enjoy it, just find me afterwards and I will refund you personally. I've been saying that for 5 years. I've never had to do it, so hopefully you are not the first.
To you, Fringe Radio.
I cannot believe he asked me to do OnlyFans.
Hold on, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
We're always complaining about money.
Then get another job. I am not selling my body. I'm listening to me now. I'm good at this.
15 Minutes of Shame, from the 7th to the 30th of August at 7:20 at Playground 2 at Zoo Playground. Tickets at edfringe.com.
I want to tell you a true story. Many years ago, a humble young musical comedian was approached by some radio producers and asked if he might contribute one of his comedy voices to a new segment for their network's most popular show. For many years, this young man delighted in answering questions from people all over the world and bringing a little simple joy to his troubled land, while all the time, nobody knew who he really was. But now his story can finally be told. Mitch Ben is Asking Elvis, coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you very much.
This August, discover the best comedy, cabaret, kids shows and more at the Free Festival. With over 360 daily shows, there's something for everybody at a price for everyone. Donate what you think the show's worth at the end, or book pay what you can tickets to keep the Fringe accessible for everyone. The Free Festival, the real spirit of the Edinburgh Fringe. Full programme at freefestival.co.uk.
One story, two people. Amanda Crowley and Thomas Duncan. One lawyer, one mass murderer. The case is lost. She wants it anyways. Not to win, but to understand how monsters are made. Glimpse behind the societal masks, as with Monster Made, an intense character study, a captivating, psychological, intimate play is coming to the Fringe at Paradise in the Vault. Only the one who can change his mind can actually change something. Monster Made runs from August 24th to August 30th. Book your seats today at edfringe.com.
Bringing the festival to you, Fringe Radio.
Well, just before we go today, something a little bit different again for you, because all the way from Paris via Los Angeles and New York, where she now lives, the irreverent and highly personal Tori Morancay is slight in stature, but could be a big star in the making. Simon Walton went to her almost gynecological show. Be warned, Simon Walton's interview gives nothing away, but does introduce you to this petite French talent.
I'm with French comedian Tori Morancay, who's based in New York and has brought her debut solo show, Le French C'est Fric, to this year's Edinburgh Fringe. It's a show about Frenchness, fiascos, bad decisions, and apparently the glamour of falling apart. So Tori, what's gone wrong to turn French chic into Tori's freak?
What's gone wrong is people always see the French as glamorous and chic and all that, and I want to show them that, no, we're not just that, we can also be freaks and gross.
You're French, you're based in New York, and now you're performing in Edinburgh. That's three very different cultures to negotiate, including discovering that EasyJet doesn't have business class. So apart from a seat that's about as wide as a double bed, what do you feel most at home in and most inspiring?
I think it's so inspiring to be surrounded by so many artists. There's so many interesting people in the city right now who are just putting on their shows, talking to other people. It's a great energy to be around. It's really empowering, I think, and I really like it. It's great.
A lot of the show deals with Frenchness and cultural differences. What is it about being French that you think Americans find particularly funny and strange? And I appreciate that a lot of this is in your performance and probably isn't repeatable. So I'm maybe asking a difficult question here.
Well, there's Americans have their own visions of the French. They can think we're rude, they can think we're mean, all that Paris is so glamorous. It's mixed, you get mixed reviews about the French usually.
Has living in New York changed your idea of what it is to be French?
Not really. I feel like I've met more French people in New York than I used to live in LA before. And I think New York is definitely more similar to Paris than LA.
I'm going to change tack here and I should at this point apologise because I've seen your YouTube videos, I've subscribed, and I have to apologise for that appalling Scottish croissant which you so bravely ate. We do better cuisine here in Scotland, it's just we don't do French cuisine terribly well here in Scotland. Look, your accent is clearly part of your identity as a performer. Has it always been an asset, or, do you go full raunchy, bronxy to get things done when you're back in New York?
I still have the same accent when I'm talking to normal people, when I'm on stage. I feel like I put on a more exaggerated version of myself on stage, but I'm still the same person I am, just 10 times more.
Okay, all right. Well, that said, you do put a lot of yourself out there on the stage, and you promise in the posters for your act that you're going to be dating disasters and bad decisions. There's certainly plenty of those put right out there in front of the audience on the stage. What exactly is it about falling apart that makes you want to speak about these experiences?
I think there's part of it is really healing. Talking about dark things happening to you and joking about them, I think is a great way of processing it. And if you can bring laughter to people, I feel like that's a great way to deal with it.
If you perform this show elsewhere, particularly in America, and particularly on the East Coast, I think you'll get more of a reaction there than you do here in Scotland, because we're quite reserved despite everything that we claim to be.
Yeah, it's tonight was pretty tough. The last two nights it was mostly young people in the audience, so I feel like they related to it more. But I think that it really depends on the crowd. But anywhere I can find the right audience.
Yeah, I think what we should explain that you do ask some pretty personal questions of the audience, and frankly questions which make shy Scots squirm in their seats. This is your debut solo show. the whole world comes to Edinburgh for the festival and for the Fringe. So what makes the savage, merciless, dog-eat-dog cauldron of Edinburgh during the Fringe the ideal place to put on an hour of your own material?
I think it's a challenge for myself too, because it's one of the only places where you can meet people from really all around the world and put on a show for a whole month. And just, I feel like doing it every day, it's gonna really make the show tighter and perfect it. So then I could go on tour with it and bring it to different countries and audiences. So I feel like Edinburgh is like the boot camp to do that.
Well, it certainly is that, and this is certainly the month in which to do it. Finally, Tori, if I may, I'll just confirm for Fringe Radio listeners that you're freaking out on stage at the Space in Surgeons Hall, that's venue 53, until the 22nd of August, except the 16th. And we'll ask if someone walked into Le French C'est Freak, seeing Tori Morancay for the first time, what would you like them to walk out thinking about you?
I'd like to know that I've made an impact on them.
You certainly do that.
But I hope I make them have a good time too, and just they're probably always like a little bit like a little bit shocked about some certain things I can say, but I hope I provoke a good reaction.
Well, you certainly provoke a reaction. Tori Morancay, it's a bientôt from her, and it's a bientôt from me, and Stuart, it's back to you in Les Studios.
Don't cry, don't cry.
These days I cried, I played, and I grow. I breathe in out, been high and down low. So why did I think it was easier to hide? So I don't want you to fall before your time. Let's turn the vulnerable into something beautiful. They say that boys don't cry. Let out the tears we all dive into a sea of gold. They say that boys don't cry, 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 cry. Oh my, oh my, cry, 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 cry. We're colors, we're shades, we're bruises that hurt the same. Oh yeah. No cover, no shame, no tears 'cause we're alive. It's time to sympathize, save a life. So why did I think it was easier to hide? So I don't want you to fall before your time. Let's turn the vulnerable into something beautiful. They say that boys don't cry. Let out the tears we all dive into a sea of gold. They say that boys don't cry, 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 cry. Oh I cry, 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 cry. Boys don't cry. Whoa. All the tears we all
music from Aquapella and their brilliant track called Boys Don't Cry, showing off their amazing skills and their amazing talent for singing a cappella. But that's it for today. We'll be back on Fringe Radio again tomorrow. Same time, same place. But for now, from me, Stuart Cameron, and the team, bye for now.